Now I'm going to go over kind of a couple add-ons. It ties into what we did. If they have his hand in front of your face here. On this side, guys. So he has his hand on this side of your face. Your hips low. Here, this arm is going to reach over and close to his elbow here as you rotate your hips. You put your weight on your shoulder. Grab your opposite lapel. You're in a diaper check.
Diaper check.
Here. Bring your knee up, and you're going to put your knee into his armpit as you step over. Okay? Now, but here, sometimes they block. They'll block your leg from stepping over. And that makes it kind of a pain. So from here, what you're going to do is bring your knee. So I kind of go up onto my toe, bring my knee in, up, and over.
Knee in the neck.
Knee right in the neck. The temple area. And then from here, we're going to do the windshield wiper thing like we did in the first Kimura setup. So you bring your knee close, windshield wiper it over. Now you can step. Now you can roll onto the side here, bring your knee down, shut his arm off, grab your Kimura. Sure. So, you know, this is just adding on to what we did the last 2 weeks. Okay? Because this is going to happen a lot. Especially because the first one, this won't happen with the first one because you're here and you're already pinning his arm down and getting it out of the way. So obviously that's not going to happen with the first one. But with the second one, once you're set up and ready to go, he's blocking you, make sure you can't step over. Okay? So bring that knee in, up, and drive it straight over. There. Transfer it. Step, drive, catch, finish. Okay? So there's that one. Same situation. Here. I'm going to step, but he's grabbing onto my pant leg. And that makes it even harder. Okay? So what you can do is keep this leg kind of sprawled, bring this foot in and over. And then from here, you can kind of stretch it out. You're going to force kick your leg back. Step over. Okay. So there's two kind of solutions to their defenses as you're moving around their head to get them onto their side. Okay, because they, you know, people that know what's happening, you know, okay, if you start having control of my arm, you're going to want to move around my head, so they're going to try to stop you from moving around their head. Okay, so let's drill those because, you know, I actually rolling, even after we did the class, that's what people would do. I'd see them block their leg and their hip or whatever from coming around. Okay. Any questions on those?
Can I see the last one again where he was grabbing the leg?
Yeah. So you have this set up and you're trying to step over. He's grabbing this leg. So you bring this leg in, through, right in between. Then you're going to sprawl out and get your foot kind of close to his grip. And you're going to kind of force this out and drag him over. Okay? And then when you guys go for a drag, when you're dragging him over, try not to have your head high like this. If you have your head high, it's really easy. He doesn't really have to do much to keep his back flat on the mat. Yeah, it makes it harder for you. Okay, so when you're going for a drag, you keep your head low. Move your whole body. Just drag him up on this side. Get your grips. Okay?
So you're rolling up on the side in that way.
Yeah, you're using
Yeah.
you're using your leg more. Forward. And your whole body. On here, you're not you're just using your whole body. And then you sit your knee. Okay? Let's give that a shot, guys. You know, this having the frame for them on the bottom is good. You know, it helps get their weight off of you and helps you, you know, with your escape. You know, if you're going to go for pulling guard. But it's easier for the person on top to defend all that in transition. You know, because if he starts scooting his hips away and trying to bring his other leg, his bottom leg through, it's easy for me to block. I have everything blocked. I can start going around the other side. I can and start going for stuff, you know. So an ideal thing is if you have this underhook. If he has this underhook, that's bad for me. Because he has a way out, and he has a way to my back. Okay? So sometimes people they'll have this underhook. So what you want to do is keep your hips low, hip to hip. Okay, now this hand, you're gonna come. First of all, let's actually talk about this hand. This elbow. You don't want it up here. If it's up here and he bridges, I'm done. Okay? But it's gonna be a lot harder if my elbow is like right where his elbow is. And if he goes to bridge, it's a lot harder. Okay? So this elbow you want low. If you feel that you have an underhook, get this elbow low, like right on their elbow. Okay? Now, kind of the same thing. This hand, we're gonna come over. Same kind of position. You know, we're shifting our hips onto their shoulder, and you're bringing your other elbow right in the middle of their arm. Okay. Now we're going to try to snatch the wrist. A big mistake is people leaving this elbow up high and reaching back like this. If he just bridges against my head, I'm gone. He gets on top. Okay. So you're going to come over, and you want your elbow low, just like we did before. And this, you're not going to really turn or reach back like this, okay? Because a lot of times they're going to keep this glued to your armpit, so you're not going to reach back like that because it does kind of put you off balance. So what you're going to do is do kind of like you're trying to bring your thumb to your shoulder, in front of your shoulder. Okay. So from here, thumb to your shoulder to grab their hand, and you're going to push that. Use your body and push that down as you sweep this in. Okay? Ideally, you would get it all the way out to the mat. Okay, but most of the time in the real world, that's not going to happen. Okay, so once you get here, sneak this in, and you push it down. Okay, and then you probably won't be able to fix your grip yet. Okay, but that's okay. What you're going to do now is kind of the same thing. You're going to in grip breaking. So you're going to adjust your body, make sure you have a good base, and you're going to kind of pull a little short burst, okay? You're going to pull away and push forward, okay? Make sure you have your grip, your base, pull your whole body away, and then forward, okay? Now this is where you fix your grip, okay? Here. And one thing that you should do is as soon as you get this wrist down, make sure you have these curled. It makes it hard for him to straighten his arm. If my hand is straight like this, it's relatively easy for him to straighten his arm away. And if he does, we should be aware of that and make sure you can go for the straight arm a lot this way. Okay, sorry. But if you curl your wrist while you're here, straighten your arm away, you can't. So it makes it a lot harder. And it's kind of a preemptive, you know, you did all this work for the Kimura, then he straightens his arm away, and oh man, now I gotta go for this. But that's okay. Maybe he's really, you know, cracky and he can slip his arm all the way out, and now you gotta work for other stuff. So you kind of want to just prevent all that. So as soon as you get that down, curl those wrists. Okay, nice and tight. Now everything else is the same from here. There's going to be a little bit different ending to this because you already have his arm separated from his side, so you don't have to pull him onto his side. Okay, so from here everything is the same. What you're going to do is you're going to bring your leg over. Okay, same stuff. If he's blocking, you know, you bring your knee in and over. If he's grabbing, then you can bring your foot in, all that kind of stuff. But once you step up over here, you don't have to pull him onto the side. If you step up here to here, you can finish. Okay? Or, you know, if your weight is up high, that's okay. It's going to be hard for him to get away. You can finish it. Or you can, once you get here, sink your hip down. Finish this one. Same stuff. Okay. So the only difference with that is you really got to pay attention to where your arms are, or else you're going to get rolled off the other way. he's got the underhook. I don't like that. So I'm gonna get low, get my arm low on his, make it hard for him to bridge up and try to scoot out the back. Okay. So that's the first thing. I want to make sure I got my hip is low on his hip, putting pressure. All right. Good. My elbow's pinching in, and I'm low on his arm. Okay. I come over, I transfer my weight. This arm down here in the middle of his arm, right there. Now I'm not turning. I'm doing more of like you're drawing a bow back or something. Move. It's actually because his wrist is going to be up here. So you follow that. Boom. Pin down. Use your whole body. Boom. Pin down. Okay. Try to, I mean, if you can fix your grip here, that's good. But most likely, you know, you probably won't. Make sure you have the meat of his hand too. Okay. Now you're going to try to get his grip broken and get his wrist to the ground. So from here, a little short burst. Make sure your weight is good and you're not going to get rolled. You're going to pull your whole body. Keep your elbow close to your side. Don't pull like this. Elbow close to your side. Pull away, and then push. Turn your body. And it's going to be, you're not going to get it in one shot, so you're going to have to work at it. Boom, boom. So once you're here, curl those wrists. Make sure you can't straighten his arm away. Turn. Step. Now, since I have his arm away from the side, I don't have to worry about it. My weight's low, and I just start turning this way, okay? If you can get your arm out here, that's fine too. As long as your leg's over his head, it doesn't have to be like this. Don't worry about getting your leg like this. It's actually probably better if you bring your knee down right on top of his face. You right? Can you breathe? Yeah.
You're right, with my shoulder.
Oh, okay, sorry. See, it works. Yeah, you bring
It's
your,
actually way worse than this way out.
what's that?
It's actually when you bring my shoulder out, it's way worse.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It doesn't have to be out like this. You can have it like here, like, like this. So that way, when you're like here, you shift, you step over, start turning your whole body. Okay? Questions on that? All right. Give that a shot.